So, YouTube, what the fuck are you saying? It's a bit dark in here today because it is grey, the rains are here. So, I am trying to make a video by candlelight, which is fine. It's kind of cool. I just made, look at these black nails. Channeling my Aussie, my inner Aussie Osborne. Um, Talking about that, I want to go into satanic panic to talk about satanic panic, the devil, the elite that are running the world. To sound like a fucking conspiracy theorist, don't really care. The cult of Baal, which is a bull, like a male cow. A male cow. Fucking hell, it's difficult, isn't it? Speaking as an Englishman sometimes, and with a split serpent tongue. Now, what is the devil? You know, I will say that this is the piece and part of God that has come away from itself. It can't see itself. This is why I have this tattoo. It's about seeing the darkness. That piece of God that has turned away from itself is looking into its own darkness. There's separation there. There's this illusion of not being within wholeness, in oneness. It's the fallen angel. But that is God experiencing itself in its totality. Now, what does that fucking mean collectively for us? It means that some of these people who've been resonating more in this root chakra energy, which is base, separation, survival, power, dominance, control, fear, all of those energies, is connected to Saturn, Satan. Saturn is the furthest planet away from the sun. I follow Vedic astrology. We look at what is visible to the naked eye. Saturn is the furthest away. It's connected to heavier, denser, material, physical, earthly plane because it takes so long to complete its orbit. When we have our Saturn return, we change things at such a deep foundational level that it can be very, very traumatic for us. Our base foundation. Now, there are certain people that, elites, money, power, control, dominance, global politics, running the show. They're in a very carnal, lizard, reptilian space. Some of that bleeds into sexual perversion, sex trafficking, cannibalism, even meat eating. It's very primal. Once again, that outward nature of God coming away from itself out into the darkness to explore itself in its totality, to turn away from itself. It's an illusion, it's a joke, it's hiding from itself, but the truth is, it's all from God. Now, collectively, God is experiencing itself through everyone and everything. This is some good content, let me tell you that. If you want to give for these videos, PayPal at Carl Treslove. I need to pay my bills. I gotta eat in order to keep helping people. If you want to book in with me, carltreslove.com, you can also do that. I do have some sessions and spaces where I look at this stuff specifically. I call it God Talks. But yeah, so Satan, the devil, you can dance in those realms. You can dance in the shadows. The thing that I know is this. Whenever I've been most in darkness, all I have found is God. There's divine perfection in everyone and in everything. Let me tell you that. And I understand, we can't spiritually bypass things. There are horrific things that are going on within the world. Yeah? Israel doing some bad things. America doing some bad things. UK. Russia. There's an epidemic amongst the elite. And these people tell you what to think, what to feel, what to say, what to buy, what to do, so that they can maintain that position of power. There's corruption amongst it. But it's crumbling, let me tell you that, because once again, it's not heart centered and it's not God centered. It ain't heart chakra, crown chakra. It's all root, 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 root. We are getting to the point in human evolution where there's an integration that is coming on with all of these spaces. So those infrastructures need to move. Now, the moon is, well, let's talk about Saturn first because I've mentioned Saturn. Saturn is going into Pisces. It is the most spiritually mature. It's the end of the zodiac wheel. Piscean energy is deep spiritual understanding, compassion, love, grace. How do we love and understand that these people have been living in fear, insecurity, darkness, pain? Because why would you need to dominate, control, have power, and do all of those things unless you were in deep pain yourself? And it comes out in very twisted, dark ways. But they're not there. It's very lonely. They're not in the heart and they're not in God consciousness. Because how can you not have compassion for another living being? And it's very easy to see that when it's another human. It's very easy to see that when it's your dog. But if it's a pig, if it's a cow, if it's a chicken, you don't give a shit. Where's the line? You know? So, you know, I like to keep people empowered when I work for them. But I think that the devil is a joke. I think that Satan is a joke. I think that everything is from God. It's also why when people come to me and they ask me questions that they already know, or they come with a tricksy energy, that energy goes back to them because that's what they're putting out there. The joke is you can connect to God, you can connect to the devil, but it's still all in divine perfection. That's the big fucking joke. So I hope I've explained myself very well. I'm going to talk more about the full moon being in Pisces, Saturn being in Pisces, and Venus being in Cancer when we get there. But it's mother stuff, how we connect to our mothers, the unconditional love of the mother, you know, and how the feminine energy feels safe and secure and stable at the deepest possible levels. Hope that has been transmitted over in a really lovely way. So yeah, I've given you all the details about how to contact me if you want to. So yeah, I will also be doing the next episode of my podcast. You know, but if you do want to work with me, you know, feel free to reach out. Everything is self-booking at the moment. So yeah, that's that. Like I will always say, remember, all is good, all is God, and all is love. Until we connect again soon in a